Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial, and today is another eventful day in the stock market as we saw a lot more rips higher. And what I really want to talk about is the fact that we've got a few clear winners coming from the stock market today, and chief among those over the past 2 days would be the EVs, or the electric vehicles. And today on the screen I have NIO, and this is a company that is what is commonly been called as the Chinese equivalent of Tesla. And as you can see on the graph right here, over the course of the year, it's been insane growth this calendar year. And that chart largely reflects how they've been doing year to price over the course of the year. This is a stock that was under $6 a share, largely leading into June. And as you can see, it's just continued to skyrocket. A lot of people are calling this the next Tesla. And is the stock going to do the same thing? And I definitely think that EV stocks in general do have a little bit of a cult following. And this is a stock that, again, it can crash or it can burn. There's a lot of different ways to play this. I've been playing calls over the past 2 weeks, which has been fun, as I'm sure you can imagine. Although I haven't seen the rapid or the massive increases that probably could have been or occurred, because I have been so hesitant to spend the money, and with the election, I haven't wanted to catch the potential downswing. As you can see, over the past 10 days, the stock has really gone up right at, well, it keeps changing, but more than $15, which is insane. And that's something that I want to continue to watch, is what's going to be happening in this industry. Just a little bit about NIO. Let's go to their website. If you're not familiar with the company, again, they do make electric vehicles that you can see here. Again, these are very similar to the Tesla type vehicles, although the key thing here is their big push is not necessarily AI, but rather their big push is the electric vehicle approach. And again, they have nice looking vehicles. The important thing is they're finally having sales. So this is something that they are rapidly approaching their earnings, but the important thing to note is that they just had another delivery report, and that they have continued to do very well on the delivery side. They are actively getting orders. They are actively delivering their vehicles. Again, this is a very popular vehicle in China, which is one of the reasons why you are not seeing these on the road here in the United States. So again, as you can see here, they've got NIO House, NIO Power. All of these are very similar to what you would see from Tesla. So even the vehicles look a little similar, but this is all just to say that this is a Tesla lookalike, and that has caused people to think that the stock price is going to reflect Tesla as well. So when we look at that stock price and we look at some of that valuation, I want to remind everyone that this industry just trades at an incredible kind of approach, because they're a little bit different, and they do bank on, hey, we're going to be huge in the future. One of the ways that we can look at that is just off some of the valuation analyses, or even the profitability. And the reason I want to highlight the profitability is because this is a company that is losing money hand over fist, but people don't really care about that because Tesla was doing the exact same thing. The important thing is, in terms of the growth, is you can see that it's all very positive, especially this revenue growth. And that's what people are really going to be watching, is can they sustain this on a yearly basis. The other thing that I would highlight is that they are very, very heavily leveraged. Although one thing that I don't really always look at for Chinese companies is I don't know how much faith I have in all of these numbers, because they don't always have to adhere to the same GAAP standards of reporting that US companies do. So that is in comparison to Tesla. As you can see, we've got the comparison between the two stocks right here of NIO versus Tesla. And while this chart looks incredibly not great for Tesla because the stock hasn't gone up even more, I want to highlight some of the differences in the market cap between the two. You can see that Tesla is currently worth $380 billion from a market cap perspective, and NIO is worth $45 billion. Now, the reason that this is so important is if we scroll down here, you can see that the total revenue of these companies is $1.5 billion and $28.2 billion. So these two companies right next to each other have a total of $30 billion in total revenue. The reason I want to highlight that is because if we remember the 45.4, we can actually go up here and we can look at General Motors, who just announced earnings. And when we look at some of their metrics included in here, you can see that the market cap is nearly the exact same as what we're seeing from NIO. In fact, NIO is getting ready to be larger than them. But the other thing that we can look at is that the total revenue, they're bringing in nearly 100 more times revenue, and they're still valued about the exact same. And they actually are profitable. However, this is just showing where the industry is going. And the reason that I highlight all of this information is because I think that people are going to continue to pour money into NIO. And I have to say that I do think that it is a good speculative investment if you are looking at the long term. However, I don't like this price. I think you want to get in at a pullback level. If we go back to the chart right here, you want to get in on one of these downswings. Now, the important thing to note, and this is kind of from the technical perspective, is that the whole chart is going like this, where we've got that kind of straight up trend. What I'm really looking at is catch these downturns, but it's got to break back to where, again, kind of that normal upward trend. So the thresholds that we're really looking at here are, I'd like to see this point right here, although that's a little high for that. I'd like to see this trend point here is where you want to get in, or you want to get in at this trend point here. And I think that it is expected that the stock is not going to hold $42 or $43 as it continues to climb in after hours trading, because again, this is something that is just skyrocketing. So I'm going to be watching it. I think there's a lot of potential here, but there's also the potential to lose a lot of money because again, this company has not been proven, but this is an awesome spec play, something that you can throw $1,000 at and not look at it for a long time. So that's what I'm going to be watching. I'm going to continue to look at these, and I'm going to hope that the stock price stays up and preferably goes over $44 so that my debit spread expires in the money. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks everyone. Talk to you later.